Thanks very much to the Reitlers for having us at the conference, and thanks also to Catherine Heaney, one of our star salespeople, who's at the conference as well. This has been a great conference. I've really learned a lot so far. Just from hearing Saad's talk, I felt my testosterone levels already increasing. My main takeaway is to get the $1.4 billion, and then I can open all those trusts at UBS that I've never heard of before. So Row is a fintech company. Our founders founded Row 5 years ago, having identified a interesting problem that a lot of businesses had in the U.S. Since that time, we've raised $120 million in equity, just closing some this month, in fact, and $200 million in debt capacity. And we continue to build out the company. What our founders realized when they were researching different areas to build a company in 5 years ago is that there's a lot of different financial products for very small businesses as well as consumers, and also very large enterprises that provide a lot of benefits, provide very efficient operations, and those markets are kind of well-served and saturated. However, for mid-sized companies, companies with 50 to 500 employees, of which there are roughly 500,000 in the U.S., those companies didn't have great financial products for their day-to-day needs. Specifically, they often used many different providers of financial products. So they would have one company as their bank, one company as their credit card, another company for cross-border transfers, another company for payroll. So 5 or 6 different financial service providers. And they often had, or ones that had invested more, often had a number of different software providers as well, which would provide spend management functions. So things like keeping track of employee expenses or reimbursing employees or paying your bills. So people had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different providers. None of them talked to each other. There was a lot of manual work involved. Finance teams would have to download different PDFs or pieces of information from all these providers' websites, type into the accounting system, make sure it was correct. And there was a lot of errors and time spent running the business, just the very basic, simple processes of the business that would have been better used for growing revenue, cutting costs, advancing the business. So they came up with the idea of having an all-in-one product that combines all the financial services and all the spend management software into one. The old way of doing business often involved using all these different providers that you see up here. So a lot of clients that we bring on board, they could be using someone like American Express or Capital One for their credit cards, Chase for their bank. Some people that are more sophisticated are using companies like Bill.com or Expensify for different workflows. And what they heard from different teams in the space is that these companies, they might have 100 employees, maybe 1 or 2 people in the finance group. They were spending tens or 20, 30, 40 hours per month trying to integrate all this information, put it together, and get it right. So having a simple all-in-one platform on one website you can log into, do everything at once, was saving people tens or even hundreds of hours, depending on how big the company was. The other interesting thing about it, which as a CFO I love, is that it integrates with your accounting system. And I'll walk through the product now and give some tangible, specific examples of what it does to better illustrate it. So the main things we provide, or the things that are most popular, are cards, credit cards, just like you're familiar with, banking, checking account, wire transfers, ACHs, treasury management, if you have larger amounts of cash you want to invest, or if you want to build a custom portfolio of treasuries, for example. And then what we call AP, accounts payable. That means you get in all these bills every month as a company that you have to pay. A lot of companies have very old-fashioned paper-based processes, like they'll receive 50 invoices in the mail and they have to spend time writing out 50 checks, mailing them all over the place. And also expense management. So you might have, depending on your business, 100 employees in the field with credit cards, spending money. You want to keep track of their expenses, set rules on how much they can spend, what vendors they can use them with, et cetera. It's very hard to do if you're doing this all by spreadsheet or paper trail. So our all-in-one platform allows you to do that all in a very streamlined, automated way. Specifically, we have the standard set of services you would associate with any checking account, corporate checking account, but we have a treasury management account linked into that. So you can automatically, for extra cash, put that in an account that has up to 75 million of FDIC insurance. That's very difficult for small businesses to get. Often they might have an account at their regional bank, which only has 250K of FDIC insurance. There's no way for small businesses to simply access accounts with larger amounts of FDIC insurance. Accounts payable is another thing that companies spend a lot of time on. So again, the example I gave of companies receiving 50 or 100 or 200 invoices every month that they have to, one, verify or correct, or have different people in the organization approve and then pay. We've streamed that all into one simple website. You can just literally go onto a website, you see all the bills lined up in a row. Whoever has to approve them, you can ask for them to be approved, get the approval workflows. Then you click a button, and all the payments are made, whether it's paper checks or wire transfers or ACHs. Whatever it is, it all happens with one simple click. The Row credit card is pretty cool. What's cool about it is the way it automates the expense approval. So, for example, you could use our credit card, or an employee could use your credit card to buy gas or meals or whatever. They'll get a text message that says, please take a photo of your receipt. Take a photo of the receipt. It's automatically uploaded into the system, sent to their boss or whoever needs to approve it. It's automatically entered into the accounting system. This sounds like a simple thing, but a lot of companies, the way they operate is, they'll go onto the Amex website, download a PDF with thousands of expenses. They'll be like, why did Frank spend $200 over here? Was he supposed to? What is going on? Did his boss approve that? What department should we put it into? Is it a marketing expense or is it a meal expense? So companies waste a huge amount of time doing this very basic stuff. Sorry, this is what I was just speaking about. And then the other thing we give is an app for employees to use. So, a lot of times you have the finance function or finance leaders interacting with the tools. But if you put an app into the hands of the employees, whether it's for uploading expenses that you need to use to verify their activity, or whatever you need from employees to run your finances, just putting a simple app into their hands that you can get what you need from them on a real-time basis has been very valuable. And as the final thing, we offer as well a registered investment advisor that can allow companies to buy treasuries with a custom designed portfolio, which again is very hard for small companies to do if they want to buy treasury bonds or do more sophisticated investments for their cash. Historically hasn't been easily accessible for them. So that's Row in a nutshell. I'd welcome the chance to address any questions. Catherine and I will be on hand later and look forward to chatting with anyone. Thank you.